All right. So I know I'm very late to this. I know I'm very, very fucking late to this. However, I am also very excited for this because I actually didn't know that PGR was gonna have a DMC5 collab. Right. I was actually thinking that they're gonna have a collab with Wuthering Waves DMC5 because I remember when I first saw Wuthering Waves when it was like right before it launched. Right. I did a whole react to Wuthering Waves. I did all the trailers. Right. And I was looking at Wuthering Waves. And I was like, this is very reminiscent of DMC5. Oh, before the game launched. Now, brother, it's completely different. But at the time, before the game launched, I was looking at the comments. I was like, this is very reminiscent of DMC 5, right? And lo and behold, apparently Kuro Games is very big fans of DMC, which is very, 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 very interesting. Because DMC is actually one of my biggest, one of my favorite IPs in gaming, right? So for me, it's like what? It's Doom, DMC, Kingdom Hearts, and then the Nier series. Right, those are my biggest like IPs in gaming right now. Final Fantasy's kind of there right now as well, but it's mostly just those four. Right. So it's very so I'm very I was very very shocked that I didn't even know this is a thing, right? But I'm very curious how they're gonna because DMC is a very very in depth and DMC has a very in depth and complicated combat system, especially for Dante. So I'm like, how the hell are they gonna put this in the game? Right? How the hell are they gonna put it in the game? But like, I'm very curious. I want to see how they're gonna do it.
Revealing some of the details was just hosted. Devil May Cry 5 is coming to Punishing Gray.
Okay, so immediately, so we got Dante and Virgil. I'm guessing they're gonna contrast it with Lucia and Alpha, right? So I'm assuming that's what they're gonna contrast, right? Like Lucia's probably gonna favor Dante more, and then Alpha's gonna be like, "Oh, I understand Virgil, but I want to fight him." Right? That's probably what's gonna happen. I'm actually very interested in this dynamic. Also, I'm being very real. This is spoilers for anyone who completed the latest story in Punishing Gray Raven right now. The fact that Lucia is here right now, this is massive spoilers. This is like a massive spoiler if you just finished the latest story in Punishing Gray Raven right now.
Raven. And a live stream revealing some of the details was just hosted. Huge shout out to Fotis for translating and helping me get these details.
Dog, he looks really good. He looks really good. They got the dancing in there too? That's wild.
Right. In upcoming patch Lamento di Fantasma, you'll be able to play as and recruit Dante.
It was
Not
good.
only that, but Dante will be obtainable for free. The devs mentioned the love and care they put into these models,
look really
and
good.
It really shows. I really wasn't sure.
Yeah, they really look good. You could even see the strands of hair from his beard. Now, obviously, they have to look a little anime-fied because they can't do the one-to-one, right? They're not using the RE engine and fucking Punishing Gray Raven, right? But still, this looks really fucking good.
How well the anime style could capture Dante, but they nailed it. Not only that, they showed off some of Dante's gameplay, and it looks incredible, just like DMC5. Don't worry, Sin Devil Trigger is here and looks as
dog. They really, it's like 1-to-1. How the hell?
Incredible as you would expect. The bike also survived the journey.
Is that his cub?
Of course, Dante will fight using that as
He's
well.
a cavalier too? What the fuck?
Interactions were also shown off. And we got full confirmation that the collaboration will use English voice actors. The voices you know and love from DMC5.
So is it actually the voices of Dante?
Like Virgil.
It is.
I guess he's also here.
That's wild.
Well, talk to you later. I have something I need to do. Virgil?
I actually love this victory pose of Dante's. It reminds me.
No way. They have that taunt as his outro?
Huge fan of how they portrayed Dante in this game. It's so good. But as it turns out, it's not just
Virgil
Dante
too?
we get to play as in this collaboration.
The storm that is
Virgil
approaching
is here too. I was thinking they might go the route they went in the previous collab where they only had one playable character and a boss. But it turns out that they've got 2 playable characters in this one.
Yeah, I missed out on the Black Rock Shooter collab because I actually started playing PGR again. There was a big lull where I stopped playing PGR, but I got back into it a lot right like near the end when they had to collab with Black Rock Shooter. So I have Black Rock Shooter on my account because I did the story, but I can't get her past. But she's still an A rank. I can't get her past an A rank because I never pulled for her, right? So she's just sitting there at the bottom of my account as an A rank, not leveled, because I don't know if like I have Lucia Pyro. Why the fuck would I use her?
Virgil looks absolutely flawless. They even got the eye bags just right. What can I say? Virgil's gameplay looks perfect too. His intro animation has the famous chair. His
the reference chair that's also in Ruba.
Expect them to look in DMC 5, Devil Trigger and all. And then his victory animation is him.
Tell me he does the judgment cut.
A few of Virgil's lobby interactions were shown up as well, and I can confirm he still sounds like.
Tell me he does the judgment cut end. I'm assuming that's probably his ultimate. But I also imagine that they probably won't be able to do the judgment cut. No, maybe they will be. No, I think they will be. It's just because in order to do the judgment cut, it would have to be you'd have to be able to time it, right? Because the whole thing with judgment cut is you have to time holding the attack button as soon as he sheaths his sword to do the massive judgment cut where he attacks like 3 fucking times. So I imagine they're probably not gonna be able to have that in the game. But even still, the fact that they're able to get this much is insane.
We know and love. Interestingly, one of his poses is a fun little reference to V.
Oh, Shady's reading the book.
Thou dost smile.
That is inconsistent. That's wrong. He gave that book to Nero. I'm calling bullshit. I'm just kidding.
I sing thee while sweet joy befall thee. Nothing. I'm just reading.
Now, what's interesting about the two of them is that their element, effect, and classes are already covered by other recent characters in PGR. Dante's element is fire, his effect is ignition, and his class is attacker. Meanwhile, Virgil's element is physical, his effect is Ultima Slash, and his class is also attacker.
I have a hot take here already. Already. I'm already shitting on everybody's parade. I have a hot take here. I actually think Dante is gonna be benched so quickly on people's accounts. I actually think Dante is gonna be benched so fucking quickly because if they incorporated as much of his kit as I think they did, which I'm assuming is like almost everything, because it looked like they have almost everything, but if they incorporated a lot of his kit as I think they did, Dante's gonna be so fucking complicated to use for a majority of people. You have to understand something, right? Dante's skill ceiling is so fucking high. Like, in order to do insane damage with Dante, you have to know what the fuck you're doing in order to do that with Dante, right? You don't really need to do that with Virgil. With Virgil, right? The only thing that you really need to know as a casual player in order to get a lot of damage from Virgil is timing his judgment cut so that he can do the 3 slashes, right? But I'm assuming that's not going to be in the game. Is that maybe, I don't know, but if that is in the game, that's the only thing you need to know, or to really get an insane amount of damage with Virgil, right? But with Dante, he's so complicated. He has like 5 different swords, 4 different he has 5 different weapons, 3 different guns, and 4 different styles. And it's like if they incorporate even like half of that into his fighting style in the game, it's gonna be so complicated for people to use that, like, honestly, unless you know what you're doing, they're just gonna be like, they're probably just gonna use like Lee or like Lucia Pyro, who do similar damage, or probably do similar damage but aren't as hard to use. You know what I mean? So I actually think Dante is gonna be benched very quickly. Virgil's a different story. I think Virgil most for the most part will be fine. I also think Virgil's a lot more popular than Dante. So I think people are more so going to go for Virgil more than Dante. Virgil isn't that complicated to use. It's more so just knowing how to stylize his combat. But I do think Virgil is probably going to be used a lot, especially since his only, as far as I know, right? Because I literally just got back to PGR, so I could be wrong. But she said he was physical, and his thing was Ultima Slash. So his equivalent would be Bianca Stigmata. As far as I know, there might be another physical attacker out there that might be better. As far as I know, the only equivalent is Bianca Stigmata, who is honestly kind of old. She had to get her leap skills. So I think Virgil will be fine. Dante's cooked. Honestly, I think Dante's gonna be benched so fucking quickly. I think you should be pulling for Virgil instead of Dante. I'll be honest.
This makes me wonder if the collab characters will be side grades to the current options rather than outright replace them. I think that would be pretty cool if true. Of course, they showed off a bit more than just how the characters look.
I actually think if that's the case, I actually think Virgil will replace Bianca Stimata because she is relatively old. That she needed leap skills in order for them to buff her. So she's getting relatively old. So I do think Virgil will probably replace Bianca Stigmata. Dante, nah, Dante's gonna be so fucking complicated that people are just gonna use Lucia Pyroth anyways. Like honestly, like I think Dante will be so complicated. People are just be like, fuck it, I'm just gonna use Lucia.
Here, they showed off that they're not afraid to reference aspects from the older
Damn,
games,
is that PGR?
such as the fixed camera angles. In this scene, Dante can be seen climbing across buildings,
Damn.
even using Sin Devil Trigger to fly from one building to the next. If you've never played Punishing Grey Raven before...
Is that the old town from DMC 4? Am I crazy? This looks like the old town from DMC 4. Like at the beginning of DMC 4 where you fight that demon. I forgot his name. He was like a fucking flaming centaur. I forgot his name. But this looks like that area in DMC 4.
Punishing Grey Raven before, you are not prepared for how hard they go on collaborations every time. But if you're watching this and you really don't know what PGR is, it is
really
a
good.
multi-platform gacha game with some of the best combat out there. And I'm not just talking about combat in gachas.
I also want to point something out. I also find it very funny when everybody says whenever there's a clip of somebody saying the combat of PGR is so good. Which it is. I'm not discrediting. I'm not disagreeing with that. But I'm saying like whenever somebody points out how good the combat in PGR is, they only use clips of Alpha. They don't use clips of anybody else. It's just Alpha. I think this goes to show how fucking popular Alpha is. Even though she's like relatively old, no?
I mean, period. And because it's a gacha game, that is exactly how you're going to obtain Dante and Virgil. That said, you can get one copy of Dante for free
Dante?
just by doing the collab story. Punishing Grey Raven, unlike many other gacha games...
Then in that case, that immediately quells a lot of my fears because they're giving him away for free. I still think people are going to bench him, but that's very cool. They're giving Dante away for free.
100% guarantees that you get the character you're looking for at 60 pulls. And the DMC collab banner is actually discounted. Normal pulls are 250 currency each, but for this
That's
banner, they're
175.
175
Okay.
each.
That's pretty fucking good.
This banner comes with a sort of buy one get one free deal. Up to 2 times when you roll for either Dante or Virgil, you will get an additional free copy of that character.
Oh
so
shit!
For example,
That's actually insane. A buy one get one in a gacha. That's wild. Damn, I think that really just shows that they're really just doing it for the passion. They're really just doing it because they really like the DMC 5. Because I imagine because of that buy one get one, they're probably not going to make a lot of money off the collab as much as they would have if they didn't do it. But nah, they're really just doing it because they just want people to play this game. That's credit. Yay, W Curl.
Roll Dante, you get a free Dante. If you roll another Dante, you get another free Dante. But no more free Dantes after that. That is it. The same deal applies separately to each guy. So you can get 2 free copies of both guys from the gacha if you...
I don't know how many copies you need to completely max out the characters. Because there's S, and then there's SS, then there's triple S, and then there's triple S plus, right? And then it's all calculated by the shards. So in order to max out a character, I think you need a lot of fucking copies. Because it goes up in how much you need every time you rank up. Like how many shards you need goes up depending on the rank it is, right? I actually don't know how many copies you need in order to max them out. But the point isn't to max them out either way. I think the highest you'd probably need to go for any character is like SS3, I think. So which I think is like what, 4 copies. Don't quote me on that. This is all just blind guesstimates. But I do think to max out a character you do need a lot of copies and PGR. But it's also still relatively cheaper than any of the other gachas, so I think it works out fine.
Roll that guy. 2 free Dantes, 2 free Virgils, but only if you get 2 Dantes and 2 Virgils. Also, this is unrelated to the free Dante you get from doing the story mode. But I haven't talked
crazy.
about the boss yet. The boss
is Virgil?
Unsurprisingly, also Virgil.
Yeah, that makes
the
sense.
Cooler Virgil. Much like in Devil May Cry 5, you can both enjoy fighting Virgil and fighting as Virgil. And of course, it wouldn't be DMC 5 without a
they really have
stylish
all
mode,
the
so they
attack
made sure to add that
combos
too.
in this game.
Earn enough points and you'll be on that
Judgment
smoking
Cut too.
sexy
They have Judgment
style
Cut too.
in no
Wow, they
time.
really putting
And
everything
as
in
a
this game.
reward
That's
for clearing
wild.
this game mode, you get this free special effects coding for Alyssa Echo, a character who is admittedly getting kind of old by now. Overall, we have nothing to fear
I
from
still
this
use her.
collaboration. It is looking brilliant. Dante and Virgil were absolutely
Not that
done
much because I don't have a
justice,
weapon
and
for her, but
based
I
off the
don't.
writing in
I
the
still use her.
previous collab stories, I think the story will be pretty interesting too. The global version of PGR is fast catching up to the Chinese version, as we're still getting multiple patches worth of content at a time so that we can.
That is also another thing. Bro, did they switch weapons? Hold on, wait, back up for a second. Did they switch weapons?
At a time so that we can catch up. As a
Is that Faust? They're able to put Faust in this game? Dog, they really went all out for this. But like I said, look at all the shit that's on the screen. This is the most shit I've ever seen for any character in Punishing Green Raven. This is just so fucking complicated. Like, you have to understand, people are gonna be playing this with 2 thumbs. With 2 fucking thumbs. And they have to mash all these buttons. Nah, brother. Nah. Dante's getting benched. Dante's 100% getting benched. The first week, no one's gonna use Dante. Look at all this shit on the screen. It's way too fucking complicated. This is so much. This is so much. Like, brother, people already have an issue with the ping system, how complicated it is. And now you have all this with 3 different weapons. Oh, brother. Dante's 100% getting benched.
Result, we may be able to expect this collab in the global version of PGR roughly around July or August. I want to hear in the comments if you think they did these characters justice and if you'll be pulling for them. In the meantime, if you want to know how to get powerful S-rank characters in PGR for free, you'll need to check out this video.
Wow, that was really fucking good. Right, I'm excited for the as much as I was like saying like, oh, Dante's gonna get benched, which I do think is gonna happen. This is also
Hanging and Wanshu are
this is
releasing
also
at the
a
same
very
time in
what the fuck. Hey, thank you. Shut up, Dante. This is still a massive fucking update. Like, it's going to be insane. Like, I think this is gonna be very good for PGR. I think this collab alone is going to spike their player base and spike their revenue by quite a lot, by at least 3x. I think at least 3x. It's going to spike. It'll go down after the event. It will, but I do think it's going to increase the amount of long-standing players that are going to come back to play PGR. So that's hype. Apparently, and also that apparently we're getting this in like July or August, so it's actually not too far ahead, just a couple months. So that's also very good. I also didn't like for Wuthering Waves, right? We got the Cyberpunk collab in Wuthering Waves, right? But they announced it and it's like fucking a year ahead, and I'm just like, why would you announce it now, right? It's like, why announce it now? Why not announce it when it's like 3 months ahead, 3 or 2 months away from the collab? Why announce it now? You know what I mean? It's like when Kingdom Hearts 3 got announced like 2015, and then we didn't hear any news about it for like 7 years. It's like, what the fuck? Oh no, not 2017. It was like 2013, or not 2015. It was like 2013. It was like 2013 where Kingdom Hearts 3 got announced. When did Kingdom Hearts 3 get announced? Hold on. When did Kingdom Hearts 3 get announced? I don't know why my PC's being so fucking slow. So 11 years ago. So what? 2014. So yeah. So Kingdom Hearts 3 got announced in 2014. We didn't hear shit about it. Or no, 2013. Yeah, I was right. 2013. Yeah, so Kingdom Hearts 3 got announced in like 2013, right? And we heard nothing about it for like 4 years until we got 2.8. Kingdom Hearts 2.8. And then after 3 years later, after 2.8, then we got Kingdom Hearts 3. And it's like, dog, we gotta stop with this announcing games like more than a year than its release. Like, we gotta stop that shit. Like, I was actually so mad when they announced it, and it's like, oh, May, it's coming in 2026. I was like, why announce it then now? But that's just me ranting. I do think the PGR's, the collab's gonna be fucking insane. I can't wait for it.